Hey guys, so today the life is a little bit earlier, which is good. Uh, it's not at 12 o'clock in the evening. Um, Today I'm going to talk about self esteem. And this is a very, very big topic for the last, I guess, 50, 60 years. It started like around 1950s, 1960s, where people started being more interested in knowing more about how actually we can have esteem for ourselves but not depend actually on what the church says, what the government says, what other people say, all of this stuff. And I think one of the first people who started talking about this is called Natalia Brandon. He has this groundbreaking book, The Six Pillars of Self-Esteem. And he just puts six different pillars which you can know so you can create your self-esteem in the best way. But what is the most important here? I'm not going to talk about pillars and how many and all of this. It's not that the goal of this call. The goal of this call is to a little bit help you turn around your idea around self-esteem, and so that you can really learn how to create the self-esteem for yourself from the right place. And in this way you're gonna really have more control over it and really create your own self-esteem. So when I started talking about thinking on reading about these things, the reason for that was because when I was young I didn't have very high self-esteem. Actually I had a very low self-esteem. And when I was the first years in my school, I loved singing. I think I said it somewhere during the lives that I was in a group. I was the head singer. I don't know how was the name, but something like this. So the person who is singing from the group, and and what happened there was I stopped doing it because I didn't feel that people. At least I've had this perception that it was not manly to do it, and I decided to let it go and to do things which other people will like more and all of this. And then I felt that this emptiness throughout the years, and then I started feeling it in the right way after I came back and started going through personal growth myself. And I would say that right now my self-esteem is truly way more stable. And what I mean by stable is that it's harder to be shaken by other people. I have a friend who always says that he sees when something happens, because we are together very often. When something happens for me, I go down for seconds, and then something happens in me, and I go up again. I mean, energetically, and that's actually what I do. And I started doing that on purpose, and now I would say that I got to really mastering very easily and fast to come back on track and continue doing what I do. This happens in the dancing lessons. For example, I was climbing a lot of different levels. Now I'm in a group which is like 2.5 or 3 years old, like bachata, and I'm dancing from 1 year. So I had to climb all of this and be okay with my self-esteem to be beaten from other people who are better than me and from the trainings and stuff. And I achieved that because I changed my perception of self-esteem, and I decided to take ownership on that. So before I go in how I'm doing it that for myself, and what I mean by that is, first of all, to understand that your self-esteem is not an esteem of other people on you, I mean. Because a lot of people get who they are and how valuable they are from what other people tell to them. And I have a client who is always doing that. She doesn't give herself a break for that. She, on purpose, she puts clothes which are a little bit more broader around her body, so that they cannot see that she's very skinny, and she's not skinny at all. But she's doing that because she's afraid other people will see it and pointing out that she's skinny, so she's sick or something like this, and she's hiding from people because of that. And she's saying, one day I want to feel good about myself and not other people, and don't care what other people say. The reality, though, is that it's not a problem what other people say to you, but how you are taking it. And that here I want to talk about this. Think about that. If other person says to you, for example, you believe that you are very beautiful, you believe that, and someone says you're ugly, are you gonna believe this person? I don't think so. But if you believe that you are very skinny, and someone says you are skinny, you're gonna get really angry to this person, right? And you're gonna get it in heart. That will be a sign for you that what you think already is true. And that's what happens. We create these ideas in our head, and then throughout the years, when people say circumstances happen, you just reassure yourself that this is true. So other people have their own opinion. Other people have their own lenses in life. Whatever they say doesn't mean that this is the truth. You need to take the ownership back to yourself and decide for yourself who you are and what makes you worthy, what makes you valuable. That's the important thing. And there is one more way we are lying to ourselves when it comes to self-esteem. The second way is because we compare ourselves to other people, and we decide we are better or worse than them. But we know what is the problem here, and I see that with a lot of clients. We compare our whole self, our internal world, our truth, with the social self of other people. We are doing that constantly. And what's the problem with that is that we know our shit, we know who we are, but we don't know others' shit. We just see the best thing from them, and we compare, and we say we are worse than them, and then we think that then our self-esteem goes down. This is the biggest mistake I've seen what people do when it comes to self-esteem. And it's very important for you to realize that if you stop doing that, just this bit, and understand that what people put on Facebook, what people put on the social outside here in the world, it's not who they are. That's the thing. And realizing that is so freeing, because this is giving you a chance to truly understand that all of this is lie. Another thing which happens very often, I want to share that because I had a session today about that. We've spoken about this. We believe more to people outside of our family, or people who are not our friends, to people who are our friends and family. I'm not saying that we need to, but that's what we do. And when I ask the person why, the person says, because of course my family are going to say that I'm great, my mother will say that, my father, and that and that. So what we do is, we don't believe to ourselves, we don't believe to other people who are close to us, we believe only people who are outside of our family, who are maybe strangers, or maybe not so close, because we believe they're more objective. Why? Why they're more objective than our people? I'm not saying that you need to listen to your mother and father, but I'm saying why they're more objective. Why people who are outside, who don't know you, are more objective. They don't know anything about you. Why should you believe them? Because they saw some behavior you created, or the way, you did something, and they'll say you are good or bad, and you believe that this is true. Why? I don't understand that. What I want to say here is that put away all of that. Don't compare yourself with other people. Don't listen to other people, what they say to you. You can, of course, listen to them, but just take a constructive feedback and then put it through yourself, and then realize what to do. But you don't allow other people to tell you what to do in your life. They don't know. They don't know you. They don't know nothing. So what you do is you take ownership. What it means to take ownership on yourself is to decide from now on that you are gonna decide who you are, what's your worth, and why you are valuable. This is the decision you need to do right now in this very moment. And then we can talk about the nitty-gritty stuff, how you are gonna make it happen. But first is to decide that you want to make it happen. The process, you have 1,000 processes outside to decide how you can create that for yourself. I can do that in conversation with you, And always, if you feel like that it's something you want to do, just reach out and let's have a conversation. I always have conversations before we go into coaching relationship with people. Sometimes one, sometimes two conversations where it's just me and the person. There is no any commitment, only that this we are together and we talk about stuff, and there is no fee for that. You just come, we speak, you just go if that's what you want. If you want, you can start working with me officially as a client. But I always want, and I'm excited to talk to people about this stuff without even we have some coaching relationship, just like that, because I love it and because I love helping people to do that. So if you would like that, just DM or PM wherever where you are listening right now, and let's make it happen. But other than that, where you can start is, as I said, first decide that this is what you want to do, and second, you start making it happen. How? You today, when you go in the evening, when you have time, even now if you have time, go down and write down what makes me unique. Just that. A list. Just 10 things, or 15 or 20, whatever it comes to mind. Not why other people, what they say, what I say for myself. Go down and start writing down. That's something very simple you can start doing for yourself. And the other thing is to understand that every single person in the world has shortcomings. Every single person in the world has that. Have all of this. It's not a problem that you have shortcomings. Actually, to have these shortcomings, to have these strengths, you have strengths and shortcomings, right? All of these things, they are part of your unique self, and all of these things makes you who you are, and that actually makes you valuable. And that's the interesting thing. I always give the example with the nature. For example, you see some trees, they are in certain shape, other trees another shape. For example, you cannot say that one or the other. Maybe some of the trees, they look more beautiful in our sense, but generally all of them are valuable in some way. Valuable for the place they are, valuable for the animals who live with them, in them, valuable for that they can really they're the great in this climate where they are. Everything is about them, so they have their value, they have their esteem, because for the place, for the time, they are the best. And this is you as well. This is you as well. You have your value no matter who you are, no matter what you do, or what you work. I've said so many times, even if you're a dishwasher, I've been dishwasher 7 years of my life. If you're a dishwasher washing dishes and you decide that this is what you want to do and this is what you're great at, you are valuable, man, or girl, or whoever you are there. You are valuable. If you just realize it, you are valuable. And the best tool, which I'm gonna say. So I said two things: your strengths, write down what makes me unique. Your weaknesses, accept them, love them. This is what makes you. Combination of these two makes you really valuable. And the third thing you can do, and even if you don't do the other one, do that, man. Do that. So what you do is come back home and write down your story. Just write down your story from the moment you were born until now. I know that it's gonna take more time about that. Maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. We can start it and to continue tomorrow. But what means is the biggest way someone to see their value is to own their story. Own their story. Because in your story, there is plenty of value. And with your story, you can find so many things you cannot imagine that you can find. Because this is you. This is who you've been through all the years. This is what you've been through. This is how you grew. So make that happen. Forget about other people and comparison. This is you. You're unique with your strengths, with your weaknesses, and with your story. Once you own your story, once you really own it and really use it in your life to help other people to be who you can be, you cannot have less self-esteem, because no one is like you, and no one can help the world in your way. So what I'm saying here is you're inherently powerful and valuable if you realize it. So that was what I wanted to share with you guys. Love to reach out and talk to you. So if you have that, just don't hesitate doing that. So I start a new program, new group program. I start a new individual coaching program. So just let me know and let's make things happen. Cool. So have a lovely weekend.